Learning is that Congress MP Karthi Chidambaram has hit out at the parliamentary panel's recommendations. And Karthi Chidambaram has said this is the most ridiculous decision taken by the committee. This affects the right and freedom of protests. And there have been instances of Olympic athletes returning their awards as a mark of protest. Every award recipient has the right to express their opinion, and if they want to accept the award or not, or even if they want to make a statement by returning it. This is what Karthi Chidambaram had to say. Let's listen in.
A ridiculous suggestion. This takes away the fundamental right for expression, which includes the right to protest. There have been instances of even Olympic athletes returning back their medals in protest in the past. So if somebody accepts an award, that person, for whatever reason, as a mark of protest or disgust or whatever it is, must have the freedom to express his opinion in any manner they deem fit. To somehow to say that because you are bestowing an award on a particular person, that person is somehow has to give up his right of expression and protest, goes against every fundamental tenet of democracy. The only way to grab attention, if you may term it a stunt, so be it. I mean, people need to make a point. And especially in today's world of an overload of information and cacophony, people need to make a point emphatically. And if they employ a method by returning their awards, and that's going to grab attention, and that's going to bring their cause to the fore, so be it.
And the reactions continue to trickle in, ladies and gentlemen. Now, BJP spokesperson RP Singh has reacted. He says the parliamentary panel recommendations is simply a suggestion. The rule hasn't been passed. Recipients should understand the domains and reason why they are being awarded. Their good work is being acknowledged, and there is nothing more. Listen in.
How do you see this committee's suggestion?
Well, this is just a suggestion. It's not a rule which is implemented, and then the ministry will have to see what can be done about it. But issue is, even for the people whom awards are given and who do the award-wapsi, who give the awards back, they should also understand that they are being awarded acknowledging their domains, whether it's culture, academics, or other domains. So they should not mingle up other things with their domains. Thus acknowledging their good work done in their domain, whether in any domain they are doing. Tomorrow, because of some happening in anywhere in the country, they should not act on that. I mean, they can show their anger on the subject, but there are other modes and means to do so. And they can also write a letter to the concerned authorities that we are not happy with the way things are going. And since they are being acclaimed people, so their message will go across. But returning the award returning the award back is not a good symbol. It's not a good way.
So the war is escalating over a fresh award-wapsi scandal. Now we're getting a reaction from DMK MP TKS Elangovan, who has slammed the parliamentary panel's recommendations, ladies and gentlemen. He says if the recipient of the award decided to return the award to convey a message to the centre, there is nothing wrong in it. This is not a disgrace. What the government is doing is a disgrace to the country. If the government is against democracy, this is the pitch coming in from the DMK, the person getting the award can return it and convey a message. Listen in.
Before giving the award, they will get this permission of the consent of the awardee. But when the government has failed to do certain things, or is the government had done something anti-people, and I want to go against the government, condemn the government, anytime I can return the award. That is my wish. After receiving the award, I need not keep it, because if the government had failed to perform, or there is any damage to the people of this country, to show my anger, I return the award. What is wrong in it?
But the parliamentary committee suggests that whenever an award is given, they should not return it for whatever political reasons, as it brings disgrace to the country.
Definitely what the government had done is a disgrace to the country. To oppose it, I am doing it. Who first commits disgrace is the question. If the government is acting against the people, how I have the right to condemn it, attack the government. So what I do is I return the award given to me.
So as you can see, the political war of words is only raging after a parliamentary panel has recommended two top cultural institutions and academies that they should obtain prior undertakings from award recipients in an attempt to ensure that returning the award is not used as a tool of political protest. I'm joined by my colleague Arunima on the broadcast. Arunima, but the returning of awards, returning of medals has been a cornerstone of political protest, even used by prominent Indians in the past, not just what happened in 2015. So it's obvious that this kind of storm will rage over what the the parliamentary panel has recommended.
Even, during the deliberation of the parliamentary panel, one of the members, and this is what the report says without naming the member, but it does acknowledge that one of the members said that this is the right to freedom of speech and expression, and can you really stop somebody? Because once you give that person that award, what he or she does with it is his or her freedom. But the panel is of the view that Sahitya Academy Award or such awards or even such organizations are not meant for politics, and therefore a written consent should be taken that there will be no politics done over this particular award. The downside of this consent bit is that even for Padma Awards, consent is taken. A senior officer from the Ministry of Home Affairs actually calls up people and say that, your name is coming up for the Padma Award. Do we have your consent? And how many instances have we seen that when the name has been made public, people refuse to accept it? So even though the recommendation has come, will it really work in actuality on ground? That we'll have to wait and see.
Right, but at the same time, Arunima, of course, there is a huge honor in receiving these awards from the central government, but at the same time, it goes to the very heart of the fundamental rights of an Indian citizen, because there can't be a caveat when it comes to receiving an award that I can't return it if I feel that the government is going in the wrong direction. These kind of caveats can't be something that Indian democracy as such can entertain, and which is why any kind of push to impose this rule on the artists of this country, who, let's face it, are the kind of political moral voices who we depend on, when it comes to any kind of situation in this country, they will oppose it, and of course it will cause a political storm in this country. That kind of pushback is bound to happen.
Already happening. Already there is criticism, and even though this report of the committee is like a recommendation, whether the recommendation is ultimately accepted or not, we'll have to wait and see. It has been tabled both in Lok Sabha and in Rajya Sabha. But I think the option for the artists is who don't want this kind of a caveat before they accept the award is to just say no to the award upfront, because written consent is being asked for at the stage where your name is shortlisted. As per this committee's report, at that stage you are supposed to give an undertaking, not just written consent but also undertaking. The artist can well refuse that, we don't want this award, but we don't want to compromise on our freedom of speech and expression.